Don't miss the opportunity to bless yourself and someone else through love, service, and generosity. My father always taught me to do whatever is necessary to help others, especially your family. There are endless ways to positively impact each other's day, so we're going to continue to show you those different ways.
What is up, Impact Heroes? Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Rick Ornelas. Thank you for spending some time with us today because we know time's a valuable resource and we're going to make it worth your while. I appreciate each and every one of you, not just for listening, but for who you are. I know you're sparking change to make the world a better place every day, and I am humbled and grateful for your efforts. It takes all of us doing our part to spread positive change, and that's what this show is all about. Motivating you with stories of struggle, courage, and hope to empower you to make a difference in your life and the lives of others.
In case you missed it,
movements happen by moments, and this moment changed everything for me. I think more of the realness happens down in the dirt with people. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round peg. I believe the world can be united. I just think that we're going to have to put our...
Available everywhere you listen to your podcasts.
Welcome back, Impact Heroes, to the latest edition of I Spark Change Through. Our goal with these episodes is featuring all the different ways that us and others spark change to make the world a better place through social impact and positive change. We found over the past few years that there are endless ways to positively impact each other's day, and the response to this segment has been extremely positive, so we're going to continue to show you those different ways. We've had episodes on sparking change through fitness, adventure, mind, body, spirit, volunteering, mental health awareness, writing, interns, cultural exchange, networking, time, self-care, gratitude, love, purpose, listening, collaboration, mental health awareness, again, remembering loved ones, constantly learning, the value of hard work, optimism, hugs, thankfulness and gratitude, faith, travel, reading, and most recently, social media. So on that note, I have a question for you. How do you spark change? One of the ways we spark change here at I Spark Change is through family. Now, this is a topic that I've brought up a lot because family is super important to me. That is only second to my faith. And recently, my wife, Tonya, and I headed off to California, where we're both originally from. And it wasn't for a vacation and it wasn't for a social visit. It was simply to assist her mom, my mother-in-law, Diane, who had recently undergone surgery after breaking her femur and her elbow. And at 83 years old, she still lives in the same house where Tonya grew up, and not quite alone, but still very independent. Now, she had been in the hospital for about 6 weeks and she was home alone. And my brother-in-law and his future sister-in-law, Tony, and his fiancée, Lily, they had stayed with her for a few weeks, but they needed to return to work. So it was our turn. So we arranged flights. We arrived as soon as we could. And even that was a challenge. It wasn't easy. Tonya had to take a super early morning flight, followed by a shuttle and a ride. And it was like a whole day of travel. And I was on a work trip and then had to fly from that work trip to California, never even went home, just went from airport to airport and arrived like at midnight and very tired. But we were grateful that we were there to support one another. And we had planned to stay a week, and that turned into 14 days for Tonya and 10 days for me, just because of everything that went on. There was lots of doctor visits and trips to the bathroom, helping her and making meals and navigating the stairs. And it was super draining, especially for Tonya, who was a wonderful caregiver to her mom. I have to say it was beautiful to watch her care for her mother with so much patience and love. And she didn't complain. She stayed positive and handled everything with grace. And I did my best to support both of them while balancing my remote as best as I could from a different time zone, because you still got to pay the bills, right, and keep the lights on. Good thing was that Tonya and I did manage to sneak in a couple hours of the beach, and which is just very close to where they live, and a few sunsets, which are always beautiful and we always enjoy. And overall, it was what I would call a fantastic and necessary trip. And Diane got exactly what she needed out of it: some family time, some love, some support in her time of need. We got to see cousins and friends and extended family, and that was all very beneficial. And we were able to support her, and it was worth all the challenges of travel and sleeping on the couch and just everything. When we finally returned home, I remember how happy we were to shower in our own shower and sleep in our own bed. And the reason I wanted to share this story is because I see it as an example of sparking change. Now, not just for Diane, Tanya's mom, but for the gratitude that it brought us to be fortunate enough to have the strength and the ability to help her, because that's what really made it special for us. We didn't do anything unique or extraordinary. And I'm not sharing this to toot our horn or to brag in any way. I'm sharing it to say, in those little moments when you're simply doing what needs to be done, then that's where you are really sparking change. And my father always taught me to do whatever is necessary to help others, especially your family. And I'm very grateful to God and to our family that we were able to be there for Diane and help her in our time of need. And so I would say that if you take anything away from this, just take away to don't miss the opportunity to bless yourself and someone else through love and service and generosity, because I promise you it will be worth it. And you truly will spark change, not only for that individual, selfishly for yourself, whether you realize it or not in the moment. That's really going to get a ton of reward. So that's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the ways that you're sparking change and your thoughts on ways that you've helped your family and others. So I promise to personally respond to any messages that come through. And thanks for listening today. And we'll see you next time on the I Spark Change podcast.
Do you want Rick to speak at your event? Here's what others have to say.
Did not know his story, and it was so inspirational, and his presence on stage, his authenticity was just incredible.
I absolutely loved his performance. It made me feel some type of way.
If you're looking for a speaker for your next event, hire Rick. I promise you this, you will not be disappointed.
Visit rickcornelis.com to book him today.
Remember, Impact Heroes, every positive action can be a spark moment that has a ripple effect that spreads far beyond the initial act. So go out there and spark change. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this episode, then please smash that 5-star rating on iTunes or Spotify and leave a review. We value your comments and we want to hear from you in the community. Thank you for listening. God bless you, and we'll see you next week on the I Spark Change podcast.